Oh, Lord love ya. There you are. It's good to be back. Welcome to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Forget good. It's great to be back here in the audience-free former storage room that has become my life. I've missed you, 6-foot ceilings and deafening silence. We've been off for a week, but you know what never stops? The GOP's purge of anyone who dares question the former president, Sir Eats-a-Lot. Case in point, GOP conference chairwoman and only person noticing the zombies breaching the barricade, Liz Cheney. Cheney is a hard right conservative, but she was also one of only 10 Republicans who voted to impeach the YMCA hole. As a result, MAGA heads want to oust Cheney from her leadership position in the House, and that drive just got the support of House Minority Leader and guy watching his ex-wife set fire to his model trains, Kevin McCarthy. Last week, McCarthy got caught saying this about Cheney on a hot mic that he definitely knew was on.
I think she's got real problems. I've had it with. It's, I've lost confidence.
What has happened to the GOP? Back in Liz Cheney's Father's Day, if you had a problem with a fellow Republican, you didn't stab him in the back. You shot him in the face on a hunting trip. Then you made them go on TV and apologize to you. Has there ever been anyone in government as weak as Kevin McCarthy? He barely escaped a murderous mob on January 6th, called the president for help, was denied that help, held the former president responsible for the riot, then spent the next 4 months sucking up to him again. It reminds me of that scene in The Princess Bride.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
And that's okay by me.
So now, the only GOP purity test is loyalty to Mayor McTreason. But here's the thing. Recent internal Republican polling found that in core battleground districts, the ex-president's unfavorable ratings were 15 points higher than his favorables. Favorables, of course, is also how the British refer to their testicles. Oh! Right, me favorables! According to the GOP's own numbers, the covfefe polls lower than just about everything and everybody. President Biden smoked him with a 54% favorability. Vice President Harris was also more popular. He also polled lower than being killed by a falling Chinese rocket and Ted Cruz's beard crabs. But GOP House members might not know they're shooting themselves in the foot because their own leadership reportedly hid those weak polling numbers at recent retreats. So the GOP is now one big game of truth or dare because you dare not tell the truth. Now, nowhere is the GOP's complete retreat from reality worse than their so-called election audit in Maricopa County, Arizona. Maricopa already had 2 official audits right after the election, both of which revealed exactly 0 shenanigans. So the Republican Arizona State Senate ordered another audit, this time by private security firm Cyber Ninjas, also the name of a knockoff Luke Skywalker toy. Apparently, the Cyber Ninjas have 0 experience in election audits. Or perhaps their years of rigorous training merely allow them to audit elections without a trace. Cyber Ninja! Gah! Ha! Even the foam ones hurt a little bit. Turns out Cyber Ninja is owned by conspiracy theorist Doug Logan, who retweeted messages months ago predicting that any Arizona audit would inevitably uncover hundreds of thousands of uncounted votes for the former president. I question the neutrality of that prediction. That would be like saying, I predict that someone's going to break into my neighbor Glenn's house when he's in Boca Raton this weekend, and my powerful sixth sense is also telling me that his flat screen is going to look great in my den. Because of the 2 official audits finding no fraud, these cyber ninjas are thinking outside the box and the brain, because they're examining ballots using microscopes and ultraviolet light in a hunt for any bamboo particles, which believers think would suggest the ballots were planted by China. That's insane. Bamboo literally grows everywhere in the world. If you want to prove the ballots are from China, you got to look for little bits of panda fur or traces of Ivanka handbags. But it's not just the paper ballots. The cyber ninjas are now demanding access to Maricopa County government internet routers and passwords. Come on, it's Arizona. How hard can it be to figure out their passwords? Try Cactus Rifle Dreamcatcher. It's a Dry Heat 69. The passwords would give cyber ninjas access to people's voting history, home addresses, phone, and social security numbers. But that's not even the most invasive thing they want to do, because one of their plans involved canvassers knocking on residents' doors to ask them about their votes, because that's what ninjas are best known for, knocking on people's doors in broad daylight. After the Department of Justice complained, Senate Republicans backed off the door-to-door canvassing, but kept the option open, promising only that if canvassers are sent out at some point in the future, they would not be armed. Thanks? How is that a thing you have to promise? That's like finding a flyer in your mailbox that says, Troop 167 will be out this weekend selling cookies, without machetes. No matter what happens, the GOP has a bright future thanks to rising young stars like Iowa Senator and Nosferatu's accountant, ChuckGrassley. Grassley has held public office since 1959, and he's considering running for an 8th Senate term next year at the age of 87. As he told reporters, listen, there's nothing I see that's going to keep me from serving another 6 years if I decide to do it. Of course, I don't see much these days, given my arthritic retinas. This morning, I spent an hour explaining my tax policy to a beautiful young redhead who turned out to be a traffic cone. I got to second base. But Grassley's doing everything he can to stay fit for the campaign trail. This week, he told reporters he gets up at 4 a.m. every day and goes for a 2-mile run. I don't know why he puts his bathroom that far away. For those of you fitness heads out there saying, 2-mile run, do you even lift, Chuck? Don't worry, brosef, because the 87-year-old does push-ups too. Well, I'm pretty good at the push-up game myself. Watch this. Jim? Jim! 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 Oh! Thanks. And to anyone, was that worth it? That was worth it. To anyone doubting his push-up prowess, Grassley asked reporters, you wanted me to do 35 for you? I know he's trying to seem young and vital, but nothing screams old man like randomly asking people to watch you exercise. Happy graduation, kiddo. You know I'm something of a young buck myself. Let's strip down to our union suits, grease up, and Greco-Roman wrestle. What the hell? If 87-year-old Chuck Grassley is throwing out a push-up challenge, then I gotta step up. Hope you're watching, Chuck Grassley, because I accept your offer. You and me, head to head, and I will watch you do 35 push-ups. I may be 56 years old for 2 more days, but I still have what it takes to watch an old man sweat. Hey, you know who doesn't have a lot of energy? America. Because this weekend, the main fuel supply line to the East Coast shut down after what is believed to be the largest successful cyber attack on oil infrastructure in the country's history. The battle for the juice has begun! We shall meet again beyond the forbidden zone, where the seas are petroleum and the fountains will bathe us in motor oil. Now someone lend me a cup of Unleaded Plus to jumpstart my flame guitar. The Department of Homeland Security believes the intrusion is the work of the criminal ransomware gang known as DarkSide. Well, that sounds like a job for cyber ninjas. Yeah! DarkSide cultivates a Robin Hood image of stealing from corporations and giving a cut to charity. Okay, but if you want to seem like the good guys, maybe don't call yourself DarkSide. Mother Teresa's legacy would be a lot different if she called herself Sister Deathstrike. Experts believe the pipeline will be up and running again soon, which is good because the shutdown has sparked worries of $3 gas, which is a lot. Or a little. I haven't filled up since March of 2020. If there are any horses watching our show tonight, there is big news in the world of horse racing. Last week, a horse named Medina Spirit won the Kentucky Derby, but that win has some naysayers because Medina Spirit's Kentucky Derby win is in doubt after failing a post-race drug test. This is the most high-profile animal drug scandal since the winner of last year's Westminster Dog Show, Heisenberg. Medina Spirit tested positive for elevated levels of beta-methazone, or as it's called on the street, the devil's oats, happy apples, horse. This scandal implicates one of the titans of the sport, renowned horse trainer and man who answers every phone call with, "Talk to me," Bob Baffert. After the news of the failed drug test, Baffert came out strong and denied that the horse had ever been treated with the drug, and the horse claimed it was just holding it for a friend. Baffert wants us all to know that it's not himself he's worried about.
I got the biggest gut punch in racing for something that I didn't do. And this is really, it's disturbing. It's an injustice to the horse.
Yes, this is an injustice to the inbred creature he forces to run in a circle while being whipped for the pleasure of drunk humans screaming, go faster, or Brenda will leave me this time." Baffert then got up on his extremely high and expensive horse and pointed the finger at the true culprit, wokeness.
This America's different, and it was like a cancel culture kind of a thing.
Wokeness is killing this country. In my day, there were only two genders, man and Mr. Potato Head Penis. And nobody cared if you pumped Seabiscuit so full of ground-up monkey glands his heart exploded in a photo finish. Come on! Oh, speaking of troubled contests, there's huge news out of Tinseltown, a.k.a. Hollywood, a.k.a. La La Landifornia, because NBC has canceled the 2022 Golden Globes. Now what's everyone not going to watch? This is all thanks to the ongoing controversy with the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which runs the Globes. Earlier this year, it was revealed that the HFPA has 0 black members. The only way the HFPA could be more white is if they hosted a network talk show. Now, the organization has promised to address their problems, but over the weekend, due to a lack of confidence in the proposed reforms, the Golden Globes were boycotted by Warner Media, Netflix, and Amazon. Then the final bombshell. Today we learned, in protest of the ongoing controversy, Tom Cruise has returned the 3 Golden Globes he earned. That's right, Tom was so mad, he paid for shipping. Now, this is all happening very fast, and we here at Late Show Media Solutions are doing everything we can to keep you up to the minute on the latest developments on the thing that's no longer happening. But I do want to urge my show business colleagues to take things slow here. Yes, the Hollywood Foreign Press is an outdated and arguably racist organization, but they were just beginning the process of reform for the sake of the artists, all the dreamers out there who hope one day to see themselves up on that sparkling stage. Give the HFPA time to reflect, look inward, and hope. What's that? There's no category for late night? Oh, then. We got a great show for you tonight. My guests are Jake Tapper and Billie Eilish. Together, same time? Separately. Okay, stick around.